Hi everyone, in this video we're going to go over how to set up a website in Squarespace. Squarespace is a website building and hosting company, and it allows users who don't have a lot of experience in web design or web development to be able to do that themselves through the use of templates and easy kind of hosting access as well. Squarespace have a range of different templates that you can use and update with your own kind of branding and update all of your layouts as well. So it is a really good option if you are wanting to open up a website and get some kind of web presence online, but you don't have either like enough money or the experience to build your own custom website. So it's good to kind of have Squarespace as an option to create your own website basically. So to get started, what you want to do is go onto the Squarespace website and then click on Get Started to set up your account. Setting up an account is fully free, and building the site is free as well. The only thing you'll probably be paying for is like the hosting to host your website with Squarespace and the domain name as well, if you decide to use a custom domain. So similar to how Wix and Shopify work, what Squarespace will first do is ask you about your site and find out some information about it in order to provide more relevant templates and functionality. So for example, if you are selling things, or if you're just a blog site, you would just select one of these options here. If you don't see an option, then you just want to describe your site in detail, just like a few sentences or a few words, so Squarespace can pick it up from there, and then you just click on next to move on. And then you want to answer, so what are your top goals? So these are essentially questions so that Squarespace can make sure that the site that they're building for you has enough functionality. So maybe you just want to sell online courses, maybe you just want to publish blogs, showcase your work, things like that, sell products. Whichever one it is you just want to select on it, and you can select more than one as well if there's more things that you want to do. And they have different options, so you can see you can sell memberships, you can sell online courses, you can showcase work. So if it's like a portfolio website, you can set up as a portfolio website. If you wanted to be if it's to market a business or a service, you can do that. You can sell products. So Squarespace does accommodate a e-commerce platform as well. You can publish events or promote events, get appointments, or you can collect donations as well. So there's lots of things that you can do with Squarespace and different functionalities that they offer. And you can select more than one, and then just click next to move on. And then it asks you to let us know what stage they're at. So maybe you're just starting out and you're wanting to see what's out there. Maybe you already have a business and you're in the middle of that, you're growing an existing business, or maybe you're replacing your current site with Squarespace. And then you just want to click finish to finish off. So now what it's done is it's collected a whole bunch of templates, going over and using the answers that you've given, and it's started off with templates that would suit your needs. So I did food blog, so it's showing me some food blogger templates. So you can see best template matches here, and you can sort of hover over them and see a bit more. You can either preview with browser or you can start. So I'm just going to go ahead and start with the first one, and it's going to start setting up the site. So just before that, you want to make sure that you create your account. So either connect with Google or you can continue with email. If you continue with Google, it'll just ask you to sign into your Google account. Now that I'm all signed in, I'm taken to my site, and the first thing it asks me is to create a site title. So you just type in the name of your site essentially, and just click continue and click next to start editing your pages. So you can see the site is already built for me using the template, and it looks really good, it looks really professional. and you can just click on the X to get rid of this question box here. So it's already designed, it's already styled, it's even responsive on mobile. You can see I can move to the mobile page using that icon. So what I would need to do now is make all the changes that I need to the site. So for example, the first thing I might want to do is change the styling of it. So while I like the layout, I may not agree with some of the styling that's been used. So what I do is go into design, and I'm looking for the site styles section. So if I click into site styles, you can see I have access to the fonts, colors, animation, spacing, buttons, and image blocks. So for example, if we go into colors first, and you can see this is my color palette. So I've got like the lightest colors, I've got the light colors, bright colors, dark and darkest colors, and I can go in and change all of this. So for example, if I want to change like the background colors, that's using one of the light colors. So I'm going to click on the edit pencil, and you can see where on the site those colors are being used. So lightest 2 is being used here, lightest 1 is being used here, so you know exactly what sections are using what colors. So what I'm going to do is click into that and then click into light 1 here, and you can see what colors are being used as well. So anywhere that's using light 1, the section background is this color, but perhaps I want to change it to a completely custom color. I can use the color picker to either pick a new color, or I can type in the hex code directly if I know the hex code. And you can see now that light 1 has now changed to this orange color. If I go back, all the other sections that were using light 1 has also changed. And then you can do the same with all the other colors. For example, some areas were using light 2. And you can change those colors as well, that section background, the text colors as well. You can make all those changes if you need to. If you click into one of the paragraphs here, you can see that that's a paragraph small, it's in black. So what you want to do is go back into light 1, because this is using the light 1 color. And you want to change the paragraph color to maybe blue or maybe white. And that'll change the color for that one as well. So your themes go, your theme color goes here. There's different sections as well. So if we go darkest 2, go back to show all. So darkest 1 is this color here, and we can click into that directly and change the content and change the themes. So darkest 1, the title color, which is this white one here, is white. The description color is white. The button background is white. And we can change that. So if you click on title color, maybe you want to change it to black. You can see it's changed to black as well. So essentially each color palette, whichever section, whenever you add a new section, if you assign it the darkest 1 color palette, then all the titles within that section, all the descriptions in that section, the button background colors in that section will follow this color palette. So it's up to you how you want to edit that. If we do the same, for example, lightest 2, so this is light 2, you can see the oh sorry, that's light 2. So if we go back and click on lightest 2, yeah, so you can see the title color and the button background color are these colors here. If we change the title color maybe to the blue, even if we click into each section, you can see what we can change. So we've changed the title color to pink, and you can see the read more link is pink as well, and you can change it that way as well. The other thing you can change then is the font. So if you go back to Site Styles and go into Fonts, and you can see the font that's using is Poppins. So what you can do is switch and use a different base font. There's different font packs that you can use. There's sans serif, serif, and mixed. And you just go through and look at the font pack that you like the look of the most. They're just loading all here one by one. You can see there's different packs here, so you just click on one, and then what it'll do is it'll apply that font pack to your website. And you can go through and just pick which one you think works. That might be a bit too big, so we'll go for another one. And you just kind of go through and pick which fonts you like the look of, what fonts you like the styling of. Once you've picked a font pack, then you can go through and change exactly the stylings of everything. So for example, the base sizing is 16, but then you can change the global styles of all the headings. So these are headings here. If you click into headings, you can change the text of each of them. These are global settings, so if you change the settings for H2 on this one, it'll change on H2 on all of them. I think this one, if you click into it, yeah, you can change all of the font stylings here, and you can increase the width of them, increase the font sizing of them as well. So this is a heading 3. If I want, I can increase the heading sizes to make it a bit bigger. You just play around with it and drag it to see which one you like the look of the most, and just do everything that way as well. And you can see it being changed in real time, so you don't have to worry about going back and forth. You can just see it go to where that element has been added, and then just add it, and then just edit it how you need to. And then once you're done, you have other things like the buttons, for example. That's another thing that you can change. So you can explore new different button styles. Things like the button shape. So right now it's set to square. If we look for a button here, but you can change it to maybe be a slightly oval shape. You can give it custom corners as well. And things like that, and you want to click on apply to all buttons to change all the button styling, and you can see the button styling being changed as well, and you can change like the outline and things like that. So you've got most of the styling done. The next thing that you want to do is edit the content. So we've already, if you click on each section, so for example this part here, if you click on text, if you double click on the text, what you can do is just edit it directly, similar to how you would in Wix. You can double click into the text and then just change the content whatever way that you need to. And what you can do is also change the content type. So this one is set as a heading. I'm going to change it to a paragraph. And you can format it as well with adding bullet points, bold, italicizing, things like that. And you would just go through and change each settings and change the each of the content as well. in whatever way that you want it to do. Once you're done with everything, you just want to click done and then click save to save all of your changes, or you can discard your changes if you need to. So you can see all of my changes I've saved, and now I can do other things with the design page, things like browser icon, and this is just the little favicon that is used for websites. So you just upload an image by clicking on the little plus and upload a file. And the next thing then is any 404 pages. So if you click on 404, you can design that as well. You can use system default, or you can use a blog as well. It's usually better just to use a system default, as it has all the information there as well. And another thing you can do, if you feel the need, you can add custom CSS, and this will basically just add allow you to add CSS rules to your site, and depending on how much experience you have with websites, this might be really good for you, or it might be something that you never use. But it is something that you can use if you wanted to. Another thing you can do is add all of your pages. So if you click on pages here, so all of the pages have been added. So you've got blog, about, contact, but maybe you want a another page as well, maybe for meet the team. So what you would do is click on the plus, and you can either create a blank page, or you can use the designer. So if you click on page layouts, it'll then open this template page, and you can see exactly what kind of page layout that you want. This will help if you don't have a lot of experience in design. Squarespace will just give you a whole bunch of options that are already mobile friendly, and all you need to do is change the content and change the styling if you need to. So if I wanted to meet the team page, I'll go into team, and I'll look for a design that I already like. So for example, this one here, I'll click into it, and the new page will add itself just here. And you can see the page has been added, and all I need to do, so I'll need to change that name, and then I also just need to add any of the content. So I can change the name of our team, and I can change each of this content here as well. Before I get started, I need to click on edit on the top page to open the page in edit mode. So you can see the page is added here. What I can also do is click on add section, and what I can do is add more sections. So I can add another meet the team section if I realize I need more content here, and it just automatically adds itself directly below. And again, all I need to do is add the content. In terms of editing the section, if I click on edit section, I can add images to the background, and I can add a video background, or I can add a color background. So I can give it this color background here, and it'll use the stylings for that palette. So I've used light 1, and it's used light 1 styling where the text is all in black. I can also edit the section content. So if I click on elements, I can decide to show the image and the title and the body. I can also decide to show a button if I wanted to, and then edit the button content. I can decide if I want to show the title. This will add a title to the top. I won't need it for the second section, as I already have a title up in the first section, but I can if I wanted to. So you can really edit the content quite easily. It's a little bit difficult to edit the design. You won't be able to add maybe like another paragraph section, but you can add change the design up here. So if you click on each section and look in the design tab, you can see what different options you have for each section. If you want to use the design tab that already has, or if you want to use other design options, you can do that as well. It's up to you how you want to design each of these pages. Once you're done, just click Save Changes and your changes will be saved. The other thing then is the blog. So if you click onto this section here, you'll be taken to the blog page. This is your main kind of blog page, on the one that we had edited earlier. It's really simple to add blogs to your website. So if you click on blogs, these are the blogs that you currently have. These are also the placeholder blogs that Wix will add, or Squarespace will add, just so you have something to work with. But if you wanted to add a new one, all you want to do is click on the plus button here. Okay. And within here you can add the post title, which will be the name of the blog, whatever it is. And then this section here is where you'll add all of your blog content. You want to make sure then within this blog content you add as much as much content as possible, but also that you separate it into different headings, and then you add different pictures as well, just to make it really easy to read and make it a bit more easier for users to understand as well. So I pasted in some content, and what I'm going to do is add different headings to help break it up. So I'm going to highlight this bit of text and turn it into a heading 6 or heading 4. You want to make sure that you're only highlighting the right parts of the text. So for example, turn that into a different paragraph, and then what I'm going to do is click on the plus and add another text element as well, and then just paste the rest of my content. And again, just keep adding elements, keep adding content to make it easy to read. And then what I can do also is add, say, some images. If I click on image and click add image, and you can browse stock images or you can select from your library. So if you click on browse stock images, you can use free images that Squarespace allow you to use. It's always good to use your own images, but sometimes it's not possible, so it's good to just have an image there so it's not so much white space and helps fill in the text a little bit. And you can see, so we've added in the post, we've added in the title, and we've added in content as well. There's different other bits of elements that you can add. So if you click on the plus, you can see I can add like a link to a newsletter, I can add a map, I can add videos as well. So there's lots of different things that you can do, but essentially you just want to start adding in the blog post, and then just make sure either you save to save your changes, or you can publish directly as well, and that'll be live on your site ready to go. So the blog is now live, and you'll get a link as well generated, and decide if you want to share it onto your social media. One thing you want to make sure is that you have the settings for each of your blogs correct. So you can see I'm missing an image, so if I go into the 3 dots and click on settings, it'll open those blog settings up for that specific blog. So for example, the first thing I'm missing is a featured image, and this is essentially the main image that's associated with the website, with the specific blog post. So you want to just use an image here, and then you want to write an excerpt, and it tells you at the bottom what this is for. So featured image and excerpt represent your post across your site and when you share it on social media. So you want to make sure that you add a blog, you add a image, and you add a excerpt that is relevant to the blog as well and describes it really accurately. Then you want to go into the SEO tab, and you want to make sure you have everything added in. in terms of SEO. So the title, it'll add itself, just following the site title and the name of the blog. You can see the preview here. You can add your own description or have it randomly generated. It's always better to add your own description to each of your blogs, so that it's accurately describing that blog as well, and it's not trailing off at the end. What you can also do is share the post, so you can connect it to a social media account so that it'll automatically push to social media accounts, but you can do that as well. And then once you're done, you just click save, and that is your new blog saved and added onto the site. You can duplicate existing blogs. So for example, this blog here, if you like the name or if you like how this blog is laid out, what you can do is click on the 3 dots for that blog and just click duplicate. And then you just need to remember to change the name. So if we go back to the blog, this is the new one, click on settings. You want to make sure that you have the URL changed, and you want to make sure under SEO the SEO descriptions is the same as well. So the title is going to be what the new blog is, and its own description as well. You want to make sure you give it its own description, and just click save. And then once you're there, you just want to change the actual title and the actual content of the blog, but the layout is still there and all the same. So if you like the layout of one certain blog, then you can just use that blog, duplicate it, and just change the content. It'll save you some time. It also just means there's some consistency as well. So again, to edit a blog, you just want to click onto the blog and click edit to open it in edit mode. And then you just want to click on paste or change the blog content. So that's your blog set up, and your page is all set up as well. The other thing that you might want to set up is is to just check your settings, make sure that you have the site availability. So right now the site is set to private, and that's because we don't have a plan in place. So we'll need to upgrade our site plan. If you click onto site availability and click on upgrade to publish, it'll ask you to select one of the plans. So they've got a different number of plans depending on your needs and your budget. The cheapest one being the personal gives you a lot of features and things like that. They all come with 24/7 support, so you don't need to worry about purchasing a plan and then being stuck if you're having trouble editing your site or any billing issues. They all come with that 24/7 support. The main differences between the personal and the rest of them is the number of contributors, so the number of people that have access to your site. You can only have 2 on the personal, but with the business it's unlimited. You can get more kind of business metrics as well. I think if you have a normal kind of brochure build site where you're just doing a blog, then the personal will be enough, but the business, commerce basic and commerce advanced are needed if you have an e-commerce website platform on your Squarespace. If you're just having a normal blog brochure build website, then just having the personal is enough. You can choose to pay annually or pay monthly, but you tend to save up more if you were to pay annually. You would select the plan that you want and then just fill in the payment information and then just pay the amount, and then that's your blog site plan purchased. So that's a quick overview of Squarespace. The other thing that you can also do then is set up the e-commerce. So if you click on the commerce section as well, that's where you can start adding in the e-commerce platform. So to get started, it'll ask you some questions. So where you're selling in the moment, you can decide if you're selling through your own website, Etsy, things like that, or in person, or you can just say not selling yet if you haven't been selling yet. And what kind of products it will ask you. So for example, if you're selling physical products, if you're selling online courses, digital downloads, things like that, and how many products you're planning on having, and you'd select all of these and essentially start setting up your store. It gives you sort of checklists. So you can see now we've got the commerce settings, and you can see this kind of checklist as well. So the first thing you need to do is add your products, set up your payment, choose your plan, and then publish. So if you go into products, just in the left here, so that's under inventory, the first thing you want to do is click on add product, and you want to select which type of product. In this example we'll do physical. And just start filling in the basic information. So for example, if what you're selling is anything physical, you just want to type in the product name, and then you want to add the image of the product. You can either select from library or upload file. And then you want to click next, and you want to add more details like the price. Maybe if you want to add price here, the number of stock. If you have unlimited stock, that's fine, or you can type in the exact number of stock, and you can add more details as well. So you can see it takes you to the full product page. So we've already added the name and the image and the inventory, but the other thing that you may want to do then is add the product description. And you can add additional info. So if you want to add maybe more information about delivery or returns, you can just click on the delivery or add more info here, and you can write exactly what the information is. You can add longer descriptions. You can add video elements, content elements as well. So it's a really good place if you wanted to add maybe more brochures and more additional info, you can. And then you want to give it things like price, or you can sell it a sale price as well if you wanted to. Just click on the on sale toggle and you've got the on sale pricing. You just want to go through and add the different options basically. One thing that you might want to do is add the product variations. So this one here. So for example, if a product comes in different sizes, that's a variation. So one option might be size. You can just click on size. And you can give it your own custom sizing as well. It might even come in different colors. So if you click on add option and maybe different color. If the option that you want isn't either color or material, you can do customize, and the option might be something else that isn't labeled, whether that's material, maybe it's weight, things like that. But you can add your own sort of variations basically. And you just click save to add those variations, and what that means is you can control stock at the variation level. So maybe there's only 20 units of this one, of the 15 centimeter, and things like that. So you can give it different stock levels. You can also give it different pricing as well. Maybe one option isn't on sale and one option is, so you can control these options as well. And then once you're done, just make sure that you have the SEO settings as well. So make sure you have the description added, and then just click save and publish to publish your physical product. After inventory, the only thing you need to set up then is payments and shipping. So that's down here in setup. So if you go into payments, you can see different payment options that you have. So you can connect to Stripe, so let customers pay with all major credit cards and debit cards. So you need to connect to your Stripe account, you can connect to your PayPal account, or you can connect to your Square account. So people can pay in different ways. it's important to note that these all come with fees, but the fees come from the third-party app themselves. So PayPal take a fee, Stripe take a fee, Square take a fee, but they go towards the payment providers and not for Squarespace. With all of them, you just need to click on Connect and sign into your account as well, but you need to upgrade your plan in order to do that. The next thing you want to do is add the product shipping and fulfillment. So if you scroll down, you can see there's shipping at the bottom here. So you want to give your customers different options to get their product. You can either set shipping options, so if you want to offer delivery, or you can set up pickup options. So to add shipping options, you just click on Add Shipping, and then you want to click on Flat Rate to give, say, for example, next day delivery, and maybe that will cost them $5.99. Or you can do a fee by item. And the next thing you want to do is add the shipping zones. So where does this payment apply to? So maybe it applies to United Kingdom and things like that. And you just click Save. You can also add a shipping option for standard delivery. And maybe that's a little bit cheaper, so you can offer a different item. And then shipping zones, you can do rest of the countries, that'll apply to everywhere. Or maybe it applies to certain countries as well. So you just go through and select which countries it applies to. So if you don't do if there's a country that isn't in any of the shipping zones, then shipping options won't be available. It'll just say, sorry, we don't ship here, and they'll have to ship elsewhere. You can also set up pickup options. So if you click on Set Up Pickup, what you want to do then with the pickup options is click on Add Pickup Option, and you would say collect in store. If you have different stores, then you can add different pickup information there. And then you want to give the pickup information, so that can be like your store address, opening times, and then please bring ID with you and any other information that you might need, and things like that. And then once that's done, you just click Save. And you can add more than one pickup option if collect in store is one, or collect in branch, collect at post office, things like that. You can add different collection options. And that's really it. Once your store is set up, then the only thing left to do then is to add your plan. Again, if you are having a store set up on your website, then you want to make sure that the plan that you're using is one of the business ones. So if we click on choose a subscription plan here, you want to look for one of the business plans, whether that's Business Basic, Commerce Basic, or Advanced, whichever one that you think would suit your needs better. But you'd select that and then just add it to your plan and pay for it.